Welcome back. You are still watching Morning Live. Satin to Sequins More than a Minstrel is backed by popular demand. This brilliant musical that has cemented itself as one of Cape Town's most loved heritage productions is currently showing at the Baxter Theatre and will run until the 24th of November. Joining us now from our Cape Town studio to tell us more about the return of this production is Alistair Izobell, who's the writer and musical director. A very good morning to you, Alistair. Thank you so much for making it this morning. Talk to us about the return of the show and what are some of the new elements or different elements that you guys are bringing this time around?
Well, it's very exciting and a good morning to you. We've got some new things that we've written, myself and the co-writer Riyadh, and of course Oddball Concepts that is producing this production. We've got the Sir Lawrence Olivier Award winner Lukman Adams, who joins us alongside Carmen Marmon, who was part of the previous production. And we've written some new songs, some new scenes that just elevates the production a little bit more to tell us and take us into the storyline and the narrative of the Cape Town minstrels that we celebrate and have celebrated for 300 years as such.
And how would you say the production has evolved since its inception back in 2014?
Well, I wasn't part of the 2014 production itself. I came in this year to write and redirect, etc., and turn it into a professional production that could go to a mainstream theatre like the Baxter Theatre. So it evolved from a community-based project, which was really, really beautiful in its essence. Some lovely stuff that came out of it, but what we wanted to do was transport it into a real fabric of telling the story of the Cape Town minstrels and, of course, the hardship challenges and the celebration of this part of our heritage in Cape Town, South Africa. And so it is a beautiful piece of theatre that's turned young people, some of them who have never been into a theatre, some of them who have never performed in front of a live performance, an audience, and they've turned into people who now have careers. So in essence, the entire production not only celebrates the heritage and great culture of the minstrel people, but also allows itself to give platforms to young people to start the careers that they so much desire in this entertainment industry.
There certainly sounds like there's a lot of work that goes into a production of this magnitude. Won't you just take us through some of what you guys have had to do to just make sure that this production is a stellar one that you guys have set out for it to be?
Well, I think first of all, the one aspect that we try to make one of the important aspects is to create integrity with the production and, of course, honesty about something that is very important as a culture to a people. So it's treating the narrative with respect, making sure that you celebrate parallel to the real stories, also create a narrative that makes people stimulated by virtue of the songs that you write. So I've written all the songs in the show are new, and I've written that alongside with Riyadh, and the journey of where they started in 2014 to now is more of a realistic story that taps into, as I said, the challenges that Cape Town minstrel owners go through, the challenges that the teams go through, the survival of what they encounter, and the celebration of Tweede Nuwe Jaar that was in essence one of the only days that slaves had off, and became a celebration of a people and a survival. So what we try to do is create real honesty with the show, integrity, and also make sure that we tell the story with love, with care, and making sure that people are entertained, because we are there to serve the audience. And so the journey for me has been really special to enlighten, teach, and make sure that these new young writers and producers get the essence of how we sit in a room and create some beautiful theatre. And it is important that we celebrate and create new theatre in South Africa, and create a platform for new work to be embraced and celebrated. So I'm really happy about that, and the journey during the rehearsal period for these young people who have never experienced it is just magnificent, because they get to walk a brand new path and they get to embrace something that they are really good at.
I mean, it sounds like this is just one production that audiences seem to connect with over and over again. You guys have been been running now for quite a while. What's been the response from the audiences? What's the feedback that they've given to you guys so far this time around?
Well, having been in theatre for over 3 decades and having been very privileged to be part of South African theatre, amongst others, the audience that you are there to serve will always embrace and celebrate with you if something has honesty and if it is something that they can relate to. And the journey of this particular story and the narrative of it really speaks to the heart of people of Cape Town, who every year get the luxury of experiencing one of probably the second biggest carnival in the world. And the Cape Town Minstrel Carnival on Tweede Nuwe Jaar is one of those where people literally sleep on at the parade and in Cape Town for days to get the best view of the spectacular carnival. So for me, why people are coming back and just embracing it and coming back twice, thrice and 4 times is because it speaks to the heart of a survival of a people, that this one piece of entertainment they have held on to over generations and generations. And we look at and celebrate every minstrel that has ever donned a sequins suit and every minstrel that has ever painted their face in survival of what they were going through 300 years ago as slaves. And it has survived many different things in this country, but the tapestry of this beautiful thing called Cape Town Minstrels, or the Coon Carnival, or Kaapse Klopse, is something that we hold dear. So people get an insight into what these teams go throughout the year, because they practice throughout the year and they get to experience live on stage yet again an intimate version of what the carnival is all about.
Alistair, that's where we'll have to leave it. Thank you so much, and all the best with the production. Thanks for your time. Big thank you to Alistair, who is joining us, or just joined us from our studios in Cape Town. He's been speaking to us about the return of their show at the Baxter Theatre called Satin to Sequins More Than a Minstrel.